beloveds, sunbathers. I am Kimray L. Bay, and today we're going to be doing something tad bit different. And before I actually begin in giving the actual experience itself, I'm going to go ahead and start with the symbology and the words that I'll be using, as well with some things to look out for. Okay, so today's intuitive instruction is based on remaining steadfast and obedient to divine will, right? And I want to also give a breakdown on the marine spirits. So, I thought I had okay, let's start with that. And with the experience, I'm going to rename this individual Ballerina, and I also have a breakdown on why I chose this specific name. So, the Ballerina mask. They use pseudo wisdom, a false light, pretending to be truth, a test to see if you would trust knowledge over womb remembrance, hence your intuition, your connection already with the earth. Marine spirit energy. How do they thrive and what do they do? They pull on seduction, rushing, getting you to run around or feeling rushed. Entanglement, a siphon of chi through distraction, recognized, and you have to recognize these things to be able to deny them access. I'll also mention a bow and arrow. Obedience as the bowstring or bowstring. Responsibility, the arrow. Together they create precise, thriving movement. And entities actually can also use the arrow to strike you when you are unaware. The playing field is uneven, hence a lot of distortions are at play, and a lot of not only energetic interferences but chatter and loudness all at once in the environment, even from just these strobe lights and false lights that is put up everywhere. Then we have car drive. The mind, the template of the car arrived originally from the body. So the mind as a vehicle. Unlocked doors equals access for distortions. Focus driving equals sovereignty in action. And then I realized after the event the next day, more integration of spirit within my temple, initiating more authority in my own voice or one's own voice, deepening the tone, yet still commanding a sign of presence. So now I'm going to go into the behaviors of what the ballerina individual was demonstrating. Okay, it's so subtle. This is a woman, right? That was carrying a false light, and wanted to be and willing to use her body as a host to be initiated into a lot of drawn out things, which still is deriving from a man. Hence, a lot of the initiations into the womb space, and it is in separation of, nature. Why? Because you're still willing to sacrifice animals and get goat's blood and everything else to, I suppose, gain whatever power you're looking for. But it's not power. Okay. Now, let's see here. So, ballerina's trickery and the marine spirit influence. Those marine spirits, I'm going to also put this out there, like to copy and play in the water. Okay. So not all water needs to be inhabited. And I'm just so grateful for how I am, because if you were left blindsided, or your inner child still bruised or whatever, you think, oh, it's fun time, let's go play in this, right? But So let me see here. These are the subtle behaviors that had appeared. Now, the actual name of this individual means divine wisdom, but operating in a mask, okay, it was only just a projection wearing the name, okay. This mask sought to trick me by presenting false familiarity, offering a stream of pseudo-wisdom intended to distract. Its character was deceptive, right? Speaking as though carrying truth, yet rooted in vanity and control. The counterfeit ballerina current thrives on drawing seekers away from remembrance and into obsession with knowledge for its own sake. So I'm sure there are plenty archetypes of this out there on all playing fields. There are, and they're the majority. So based in family, workspaces, frequent spaces you hang out in, and so forth. Now, it was also producing a current of obsession. The mask this ballerina aligned with was obsession, which is the state to where attention is trapped. Okay. Fixated on illusions of importance. Okay. This counterfeit wisdom demands constant mental engagement. Oh yeah, and listen, the chattering, the talking to fill up the space, right? No room for silence. No room to even think. Everything is a rush force. So when individuals come like that, they're looking for openings on your body field, your temple, to be able to probe and steal your inner chi. Your inner chi is right, your life force. And in the most worst cases, a lot of people do not come back from that and initially be put on a hook and enslaved for eternity. Okay. All from another's disturbance or possession over your own will. I'm vibing, y'all. It's just me and the sun, so I'm really vibing. Had such a glorious, glorious, glorious day with self, and I'm grateful for my maturity on all levels, in every spectrum, in all colors. So grateful. So nobody don't want to keep being pulled here, there, and taking on so many others' false worries and thoughts. Is hectic and chaotic, and it's a bounding spell. I just wouldn't play with these types, these archetypes. I know the word, the narcissist and the manipulative empath is around, but now I am demonstrating actual the ones who embody these energies out loud, moving forward. So yeah, what they do is a lot of demanding, okay? Whether demanding of your attention, time, your space. It's constant mental engagement, keeping one busy but never whole. It is a loop, circling information endlessly without integration. The aim of obsession is to siphon attention. Your attention is your chi. How is that your chi and a part of your life force? Because where attention goes, energy follows, and we're energy, I suppose. Now, 3, possession current, it also healed. When obsession deepens, it opens the door. Let me repeat that. When obsession deepens, it opens a door to possession. Possession is when a foreign will, okay, inhabits the vessel, using the individual as a mouthpiece. The counterfeit ballerina character carries this risk. What begins as fascination with false light can become surrender of sovereignty. The vessel becomes animated by a wisdom mask that is not true remembrance, but parasitic guidance. All right? So now I'm going to expose why the marine spirits love this type. Marine spirits often work hand in hand with obsession and possession. They operate through seduction, sexual misconduct, emotional pulling, whether that's through drain from false temperament, anger, irrational, or I should say misled anger. In glamour, okay, that false party type. You just wanna go party, 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 party. She just wanna go party, 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 party. She just wanna go party, 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 party. She just wanna go party, 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 party. Pass me the joint, right? Pass me the joint. She just wanna go party, 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 party. Go party, 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 party. Yeah. She just wanna go party, 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 party. She just wanna go and party, 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 party. Pass me the yeah, 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 yeah. Know what I yeah, 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 yeah. Just like that, right? Okay. So you know, and that glamour thing is real. They love to mirror you, say certain words that may, light a fire under your ass. So it tricks the mind into thinking, oh, you've been there too, and you changing, girl. Maybe we should. All right. So their aim is to keep the soul distracted in currents of false beauty, false wisdom, in constant rush. And that rush thing can look different, but it's still a pull on one's mind. And I'll even share how it kinda brought in the lesson from that into today. But it ain't no pressure. It's not no pressure. Alright. But when it first happened, it was a lot of pressure. And when something not right, because after you cannot do nothing but sit in silence to really rethink your choices and what just went on. Seriously. So and that rush energy, it be trying to entangle you. And both are doors of the same net. Okay. Counterfeit wisdom and marine seduction, seeking to subdue, distract, and siphon. Chi. All right. And then the name ballerina, the dance of marine spirits. How innocence is masked and taken through the dance. So the symbol of the ballerina. The ballerina is grace, lightness, and beauty, yet also discipline in performance. She moves to music not her own, trained to respond to external tunes. The symbol reveals how a vessel can become controlled by rhythms imposed from outside, rather than moved by the womb rhythm of the Divine Mother. Oh, I'll be taking notes. You may want to take some notes too. Because I guarantee you, it's going to show up where you are. It already has. And it's in your face. And I know you saying to yourself, why can I not catch a break? Hell, this spirit even in your homes. You can live by yourself or not. It's there. It be visiting. Make the room feel so unbreathable, intolerable. Or you just getting consumed in the same four walls. Real interesting stuff. So, the symbol reveals how a vessel can become controlled by rhythms imposed from outside, right? So, dancing to many tunes. The ballerina of distortion dances to every tune, shifting endlessly, never still. Marine spirits thrive on this. They create currents of seduction, glamour, and emotional pull, each one a different melody. The vessel becomes exhausted, poured into performance, never rooted in sovereignty. I highly suggest to truly piece it together. Watch the video, Distorted Feminine Energy. Okay. Let's see here. So yeah, marine spirits thrive on this. They create currents of seduction, glamour, and emotional pull, each one on a different melody. The vessel becomes exhausted, pulled into performance, never rooted in sovereignty. Innocence is masked by constant movement, and identity is lost in the swirl of external rhythm. Now, their cognition, right? Marine spirits operate through cognition that mirrors water, reflective, fluids, never fixed. They trap the mind in waves of thoughts, emotion, and projection. In this state, the ballerina dances endlessly, never realizing she is caught in a net. And it's very important I mention this water because it's interesting. Okay. The cognition itself is hijacked. What seems like free movement is actually manipulation. And then now, the masking of innocence. Innocence is the original purity of being, simple, still, and whole. But in the ballerina archetype, under marine influence, innocence is masked by costume, makeup, and choreography. The childlike essence of joy becomes performance, and the true self is hidden under layers of roles. Thus, innocence is not destroyed, but it is veiled, taken away from conscious remembrance. Now, restoration. Now the whole beauty thing and stuff, it's a lot of contaminations out here, right along with the food, especially as a womb in this society. Everything is literally made and created still by man, even the feminine products, the pads, everything else, to contaminate your vessel and lead you into that doctor's office to be disembodied. So it's a lot going on out here. I just wouldn't play with it. Don't play with it, don't play with it. Don't play with it, don't play with it. Okay. Where was I? Yeah. The childlike essence of joy becomes performance, and the true self is hidden under layers of roles. Thus, innocence is not destroyed, but it is veiled, taken away from conscious remembrance. So you may still see the body and all of the hype stuff going on, but on the inside, it is emptiness. Okay. So the key is remembrance. You must remember. Refusing to dance to tunes not of the mother. When the vessel stops performing, innocence re-emerges. The ballerina becomes whole again, not a performer, but sovereign, being moving only to the eternal rhythm of the womb. The dance is reclaimed as sacred movement, not manipulation. Aho. I'll add this one last thing and then get into the thing. Mimicry, right? Is how you can tell someone is under a spell of some sort. Y'all wondering what I'm doing? I'm just vibing with my toesies out in the sun. It's a good day. It's a beautiful moment to be alive, right? It's a beautiful moment. Had the toesies out in the sun. So with this mimicry thing, they constantly are new names, false names. They all into certain numbers and signs. Yet all it can do is mirror, never originate nothing new. So it's just an empty false fossil, really. Counterfeit wisdom dresses itself in holy codes, but the current behind it is hollow. Its purpose is to distract, not to create. Keep you looking over there, keep you looking over here, keep you wondering way back when. Okay. So now, this is how serious it is. Story time. I just was so in the previous moment, I didn't eat nothing. I was fasting. And all I was drinking was lemon water. This was yesterday or the other day. Right? And I'm learning to truly just flow with spirit instead of going against the divine current. So I didn't give in to pressured systems to go just either defile my temple or eat junk to feel comfort or to just wallow around other people to have something to say or feel like I got something important to say. I just kept it all in. And this is tying into why responsibilities and focus truly will help you maintain yourself out here. So before that, that's when I was visited by that Yahweh team. And that bull dead. That boy is a problem. He be doing a whole lot. But that boy, that team dead. So to follow after that, I'm just fasting. I'm just sipping on some lemon water, not feeling rushed or pressured to do nothing. I'm only on my body's schedule, which is no schedule. Yet I'm still getting things done by listening to my own intuition in my zone. So I had to spur the moment to go for a walk, and I usually don't. So now I'm moving forward in another environment. And on the way back, somebody I have only interacted with in a whole nother state had appeared. Okay. I'm gonna be real. I have this individual, this ballerina, blocked and everything. But this is so interesting because it's a lot of ones out here that go, woo, you know, like, oh, it's meant to be. We met again. Oh, it's something that's telling with this, right? And that's how they was treating the scenario. So now I'm like, okay, you kind of know my whereabouts, where I'm at. I never told you where I'm located, right? You know, this is a big state, I suppose. So out of all places, here. Okay. And this is how easy someone can just boop, pop up in your reality and take you into a downward spiral. Okay. So we only, you know, face-to-face conversation once, and that was in a whole nother state. Outside of that, you know, you can tell when it's forced still or misalignment, or things would just keep popping up, and you know, they may slip your mind or something. It's nothing personal. But I also didn't question my actions either. So they're talking a mile a minute, like, oh, I knew that was you and everything. I'm walking. So as they're driving, you see my back. Oh, I knew that was you. Okay. And talking a mile a minute. Stay right here and be right back. Because apparently they was dropping off an order or something. So I'm just calm. And I'm just walking slow. So they return. You want to take a drive with me? They already unlocking the door. Are you okay? Yeah, I'm okay. Which was my response. But I'm in training mode. Okay? So I get in. And woo. The only thing that the old connection could really be on was we were a part of a similar group or thing. But still, I never met this individual at many gatherings or nothing. It was only once. So they chatting me up like, yeah, I've been doing this. Life is good. Life is good. got this going on. My business is popping. This. And while in the midst of all of the fast talking, they literally started with they start with something personal you done shared, whether it was years ago, months ago, week ago, day ago. Now, mind you, I have this individual blocked, but that never appeared once in the conversation. And it wasn't meant for me to say nothing. I'm just observing. But the energy in the card definitely gave rigidness, So this is where we really need to pay attention. Talking a mile a minute. They bringing up, whatever may be as a core to get you to lower your defenses or feel any heaviness or hard on yourself on what you're going through. Right? They want to keep it serious first and then tie you in with the after effect. So right, you still looking for this and this. I got this easy. Did you do this? Did you it's those impersonations of a shadow to plant the seed of doubt in your mind. Like what you are personally doing is not working out. I'm just listening. And then in the same breath, oh yeah, it's taking shots at, my look and how I dress. Oh, many, you just gotta find your tribe. You have to find your tribe. But many melanin people, they not really gonna want to deal with you because of how you look. It's just not, no. Right. So I'm just like, okay. I probably do a little 2 cent, but not in defense. It's just, it is what it is. When one would rather go over there, then you simply let them go over there. That's it. That's all. So, probably drove around one order with her. And then immediately the frequency changed. After all of that was said and done, it was a moment to where somebody who I deem, in witness to how much they actually help others and steer clear drama and everything. She brings them up. I don't respond. So as we can imagine, that car ride is already a whirlwind of trying to get me to spill some tea, be in an episode. They're trying to get you into a trance or an episode of some sort. It's all still just a distraction. So I'm actually very patient. I was very patient this car ride. And then all of a sudden, they start mentioning other names. Oh, I feel Oshun coming on, and they telling me how they about to be initiated and some stuff. And they willing to chop off all their hair and do what they have to do for it, right? And I'm just like, okay, what else really more can I say? I ain't gonna say I was in that car just okay. But for the sake of training, it was real interesting, to say the least. I needed to see that. Not based off of that individual alone. I needed to see that for the energy itself, because it is real, and it being a lot of hosts. It uses a lot of hosts, right? So they, all of a sudden, let's go to the water. Have you ever been there before? Straight like that. Like, no. So now I'm getting telepathic messages. Don't get in that water. Don't go too close to that water. And look, it was on Marine Drive or something. Typically, them areas be very, very, very heavy, and especially during a certain time. You don't need to be there. So now in the environment where they took me to, it's a lot of trash. It's filth. You got other stragglers around, drifters. What am I doing there right now? So, they still talking about certain things. And this is where your ears need to be your eyes, not your two eyes, because they lie. They even came with a proposition for me. I can connect you with such and such. They be a good fit. They be a good match. We make some business move. They even try to discredit my own, So what do you do, right? I like to enjoy my personal works, my creativity. Yeah, but does it make you any money? How's that going for you? So I just smiled. Say everything on its own divine timing, right? But this stuff is something very pulling energy, very. They trying to get into your mind. So now, seriously, that car ride, I'm feeling, my body is showing me certain things that's going on. I'm in constant connection, so I already knew it was a huge hijacking going on. And the moment they unlocked their car doors, I saw the wildness in the back of their eyes. Seriously. So after all that, they go play in the water and stuff. And I already, set the boundary. I'm not getting there. Okay. And just to get out of that, I said, I have a curfew. Because in them moments when it seems like everything is happening so fast, you have to remember to pause and set them boundaries so you can, But I'm now in someone else's transport, right? Being transported somewhere. When they is no longer inside, they are liable to do anything, right? They on that anything can happen vibration. But no, anything cannot just happen to I. That's why you gotta pay attention. So, they calling on what they calling on and go collect some water and everything. And it was a lot of just inconsistencies what was going on. So that's that mask as wisdom. Like, yeah, we on to something, we doing it big, you get connected, this and that. But remember, in the first beginning of the half, it was nobody really gonna want to be with you, be around you because of this X, Y, and Z. So hence, that's already on the level of fabrication and wanting to peer pressure you into being something that you are not. So make a long they dropped me off or whatnot, betting the eyelids, whatnot. Y'all, this is a grown woman. Okay. Don't play with these spirits out here. Pay attention. So they threw an insider. I don't have your number, so how did we talk last time? Oh, right. You know, they named the source IG or whatever. You can message me on there, we connect numbers. So I just smoothly say, let me go ahead and get your team down. I ain't never say nothing. And then, you know, I make my way. And right after, it was excessive texting right after. Come on. There's something going on behind the scenes. You want something. I've been in places, especially maneuvering, where the fast life seems so easy and the best. But when the mind is based off of entrapment and still patriarchal systems as being the way, how are we going to do this? How are you going to get that if you're not doing that? Okay. Even boasting. I don't fit no man, no woman, and this and that. Alright. But your way is not my way. There's a lot going on over there. A lot of misjudgments. So that is about that. So after the fact, you know, after I do my ting and cleansing and stuff, but when I say the energy was super like dense, it was very dense. You know, that density, that's where you want to come up from. You know, I'm severing them chords of high level density and bend that away. So immediately after, the Divine Mother reminded me of my own personal joy. I feel good as heck. Did my little singing in the shower and stuff. Just like that, you know, we had to clear that air. I just left everything alone, which is what was intended. It was all just a lesson. Then it's interesting because even in public spaces, whether you're in a class or not, I took a lot of doing a lot of rounds, I should say, and being more responsible. Nature needs us responsible, not in a man's way, but as far as listening to self and intuition, and not being peer pressured by no alarm and that fake rushness. Oh, I gotta hurry up and go. No, I don't. You control the pace. So, I'm in a class or whatever, and I felt my body alarming me. My left pinky was feeling tingly, so I already felt it was some projections going on in there. But you know, the name of the game is awareness, not to be so, ooh, who did it, who's saying this about me, who doing what. Just be aware. And the fasting helps. Yeah. So remember, even though I was brought in such a heavy environment with the previous instance, what has helped me? That Miss Lemon herself. Let me introduce y'all. So I got my girl Miss Lemon. She's all cut up, you know, not even perfect. I just threw her in there, filled her up some good old H2O. All right. And Miss Lemon, she came through. just defer all of that heaviness, right? And be the natural things. It's as simple. It really can be simple. You just gotta get out of your head and go on it, and you'll see. All right. Much love. Signing. Or till next time on Spirit Talk with a DBZ King.